King Leopold II of Belgium presented himself to the world as a benevolent monarch and philanthropist. But behind closed doors, he spoke of claiming his slice of what he called this magnificent African cake. At the 1884 Berlin Conference, European powers divided Africa among themselves without African representation. Leopold brilliantly played the humanitarian, promising to combat slavery and bring civilization to Central Africa. Through diplomatic maneuvering, he established the Congo Free State as his personal property, not a Belgian colony. This territory was 76 times larger than Belgium, rich in resources that would make him incredibly wealthy. Wild rubber became the new gold, essential for the growing bicycle and automobile industries in Europe. Ivory provided immediate cash flow to fund his colonial apparatus and lavish lifestyle. For millions of Congolese, life followed ancient traditions and rhythms that were about to be violently disrupted. Leopold created the Force Publique, a private army to enforce his rule and extract wealth from the territory. Mostly African soldiers served under European officers in a system designed for maximum control and minimal empathy. Every village received impossible rubber collection quotas that required weeks of dangerous work in remote jungles. The work was brutal and often fatal, taking people far from their families and fields for extended periods. Failure to meet quotas meant severe punishment not just for individuals, but for entire communities. The system was designed with one goal: maximum extraction, regardless of human cost. Wealth began flowing to Belgium almost immediately, making Leopold one of Europe's richest men. He spent millions on grandiose building projects across Belgium, monuments to his wealth and power. The Belgian people celebrated their builder king, unaware of the horrific cost being paid in Africa. The horror deepened with a chilling accounting system where soldiers had to justify every bullet fired. Official policy required soldiers to present a human right hand for each bullet spent, proving it wasn't wasted. This created a nightmarish economy where human body parts became the currency of colonial administration. The system created unimaginable pressure that corrupted everyone it touched. When bullets missed their targets or were used for hunting, soldiers would take hands from the living. Some military operations occurred specifically to gather enough hands to balance ammunition accounts. Thousands of men, women, and children were mutilated under this bureaucratic system of terror. To force compliance, soldiers took women and children hostage, holding them until rubber quotas were met. Hostages were deliberately kept in harsh conditions, with food used as leverage. Many hostages starved to death before their families could return with the required rubber. The Chicotte whip, made of sun-dried hippopotamus hide, was the preferred instrument of punishment. Punishments were public spectacles designed to terrorize entire communities into submission. A single lash would tear skin to the bone. Sentences of 100 lashes meant certain agonizing death. Those who resisted were taken to forced labor camps, where conditions were deliberately lethal. Soldiers burned villages and fields as collective punishment, creating artificial famines. Many Congolese chose to flee into the wilderness rather than face the colonial terror. But without food, shelter, or medicine, survival in the jungles was nearly impossible. Entire regions became depopulated as death rates soared from violence, starvation, and disease. Meanwhile, the wealth extracted from Congo kept accumulating in European warehouses. Leopold became one of the wealthiest men in the world, his palaces filled with colonial plunder. For years, the truth was hidden, but then missionaries began sending disturbing reports back to Europe. Shipping clerk Edmund Morel noticed a sinister pattern in the trade documents he processed daily. Ships arrived in Congo loaded with weapons and chains, but returned filled only with rubber and ivory. Morel realized this wasn't trade. It was industrial-scale theft enabled by slave labor. He founded the Congo Reform Association, launching the first major international human rights campaign of the 20th century. Famous writers, including Mark Twain and Arthur Conan Doyle, joined the cause, using their fame to expose the atrocities. They published pamphlets with photographs and testimonies that shocked the conscience of the world. Under mounting international pressure, Leopold was forced to allow an international commission of inquiry. What the commission found was worse than anyone had imagined: systematic torture, mutilation, and mass murder. The detailed report confirmed the worst allegations, providing undeniable evidence of crimes against humanity. In 1908, the Belgian government was forced to take Congo away from its king, ending his personal rule. Leopold died the following year, still immensely wealthy and largely unrepentant for his actions. Modern historians estimate the death toll at 8 to 10 million people, roughly half of Congo's population. The demographic collapse was so severe that some regions lost their entire populations. The trauma of Leopold's rule would shape Congo's troubled future for generations to come. Today, Leopold's statues have become focal points for debates about colonial legacy and reparations. Belgium has only recently begun to formally acknowledge the crimes committed during this period. Leopold's story forces us to confront how civilization and profit can mask unimaginable brutality. His reign stands as a chilling lesson about the dangers of unlimited power and greed. Who do you think was history's most brutal ruler? Leopold, Ivan the Terrible, or Vlad the Impaler? Vote in the comments and suggest which dark historical figure we should cover next. Subscribe for more untold stories from history's darkest chapters.